Yeah, we've got a Walksnail update. They've added 540p mode. And this is a mode that we've mentioned before in the past.
Latency
teased was coming out, I believe, and it showed up. So they basically have reduced, my understanding of how this works is they've reduced the resolution to 540p, but they've kept the bandwidth the same.
Correct.
So they've have more room for errors and more room for that data to fit in there, so they don't need to retransmit as much, and the retransmits aren't as fat, that sort of thing.
Yeah. In my testing, at first I was disappointed to find out that it wasn't truly fixed latency. But then when I flew it, I was really impressed because the latency does vary slightly. You can see it down here at the bottom of the screen, but it's pretty damn consistent. The spikes from like 25 to 35 are almost completely eliminated. And the latency in general is pretty damn like 22, 23, 24, 23, 22. And I swear I would love a chance to blind test this. I'm not really sure how you could blind test it since the resolution changes. But I really felt like I could feel a big difference when I went back to regular 720p mode. I was really impressed.
And just saying, we're only trusting the latency there just because it seems to be currently representing correctly as Chris Rosser tested, and then also the fact that you're seeing higher latencies in the other mode. So if it's lying mode specifically, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. However, the 540p, there are people who have looked at, and of course you guys need to remember that you're looking at a live stream. You could go watch this video of mine if you really want to see it. If you decide to do that, make sure you choose 4K resolution. Even if you're watching on a phone or you're watching on a small screen, if you choose 4K resolution, you get the maximum possible bit rate, and you will see pretty close to an accurate representation of what you would want to see. Right now, you're looking at a live stream of a 720p stream, and so you can't really trust what you're seeing. But it definitely was a reduction in resolution. I thought it was still flyable, and I thought that I wasn't sure that it would not be a fair trade-off. I thought that the latency might be a fair trade-off to go down to 540p. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's interesting because this is like, we're talking about the next story is HD0 here, and we're getting to the point where is it better to have this fixed latency with this no buffering situation and dropping a couple pixels and however, how HD0 breakup works, or is it better to have this smear, which you're starting to get with 540p and all this buffering and compressing that you're doing with such a small image, right? And the grasp is like, at some point you're sort of running out of room. We've talked about how HD0 is 720p, and that does matter for the over-the-air transmission when you're trying to fill in all those pixels, right? Like I think,
but HD0 doesn't really. If you put HD0 720p next to Walksnail 720p, Walksnail looks better, and DJI looks even better still. So not all 720p are equal.
Yeah, I'm just suggesting that because there actually is more definition there. No matter how you view it, I imagine it makes a difference when you're starting to step the Walksnail down to 540 and you're attempting to compare, right?
Yeah.
So
Mingchen Zhang guesses that they send a lot more iframes than before. That's a fair guess. I like that. That's a thing that would accomplish this goal, but they would need to reduce resolution to be able to handle the reduced efficiency of the increased iframes. There's a question that some people are asking. Maybe this is actually an interesting video that I might do, and I will not in any way regret the backlash from this video when it comes, which it will come, is to compare 540p HD0 against 540p Walksnail. In a way, you got 540p 90 for HD0 and 540p 100 for Walksnail. That's a fair comparison. And a lot of people, as you said, they feel that the HD0 image is lower resolution, but at least it's not all smeary and cloudy, and they might like it better. So that'd be an interesting comparison.